crafty friends. This is Michael with ePapery. I'm going to do a short video today on my Daffodil journal that I'm working on. Grab your cup of coffee or tea and join me as we kind of just travel along with my process here and go from there. This journal is made with a technique that Cori Dahmen had made. It is a hidden spine. As you can see, I've already sewn in the signatures. The reason I like this so much is because it's, it stays very flat. I have handled this thing enough that the cardboard here that I used, or the cardstock, is kind of splitting a little bit. So I'm going to take some tape. The cardstock there is coming apart a little bit. I probably should have used a little heavier cardstock than what I did. So I'm going to just take a piece of tape. I could do washi, but I'm thinking that's not probably going to be any stronger. I don't know that much of this is going to be seen, so in fact I'm pretty sure it's not. I just wanted to make that a little stronger. Now let's do this side too. Now that I have reinforced this with some tape, kind of fold it back into the position it's supposed to be in here. As I said, this technique of a journal was, I saw this on Cori Dahmen's channel. I'll try and link that video down below. I think I did on the last video where I talked about this journal. And this is basically made out of 5 pieces. 3 of them are file folder. What you have is 5 total pieces, and this is made from a file folder. Now what I did here is, this is the area where the file folder has the folds in it, and so I made that my spine, and this is like a 2.5 inch spine. Okay, so you have this piece, you have a 2.5 inch spine, and then you have your covers. So you've got this, and then you reinforce the spine. And then you have 2 other file folder, and again, this is the fold from the file folder right here. What you do is you make them the same size as your cover, and they fit down in here like this. This piece here will snug up right to the spine, and then this piece you make about a inch shorter, because this then becomes a pocket, and you do that on both sides. So you have this piece of cardboard that is your spine that you're going to sew your signatures to. So that, of course, is going to be made a little bit smaller than what your spine is on here, because you want it to fit in there nicely. And if you make it the same size, it won't. So it just needs to be like not even 1/8 of an inch smaller. And then you have the last piece, which is again just a piece with the size of your spine, and this time make it exactly the same size with the flaps. And it doesn't matter how long your flaps are, just so long as they are going to be covered over by your other piece when you put it in on here. So like when you put this in on there, you're going to have a different spine edge here. So that's how it is made. Now that I have this part done with this signature sewn in, you want to make sure that you have everything right side up. And let's see, I'm going to take a look at how, now this is a little bit larger than what I really want it to be, the covers. So I think I'm going to cut off like maybe an inch off my cover pieces, which means I'm going to have to cut down my other pieces too a little bit. But so let's go in here. Sorry, sip of coffee there. Okay, so I'm going to take and cut off, hopefully, okay, just about an inch. From both sides. Now, let's see if that's going to fit in there better now. Obviously, you want it, your covers just a little bit bigger than what your journal is. Yeah, that'll work. So I've got maybe half an inch or a quarter of an inch there that's fitting in there. But now I'm going to have to recut the side panels also because they're going to be too big. So I took off an inch. I'm going to take an inch off the longer side here. Because I want this to fit. Okay. And what that does now is that makes this the same size, which you could do. The only problem is if you do that, you're not going to have a pocket on the outside. So I'm going to take and make this side here another inch shorter because I do want a pocket there on the cover. So there. So now this is going to go on here. It'll be flush on the inside, and on the outside there's an inch difference so that this can become a pocket. So now we need to deal with this one. I think I'm going to start by making the shorter one an inch shorter. Okay. And that will make a pocket on the back also. And then I need to make this side an inch shorter. Okay. Hopefully this works. Not exactly sure why my signatures wound up so much smaller, but they did. Okay, so the longer side goes in the inside, and the shorter side goes on the outside so that you have the pockets here. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a, punch a thumb spot in there. I don't think that I'm going to do that, but okay, so now that I've got that the right size, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and glue my signature piece in here. Okay, making sure that I have this right side up. I'm going to use my fabric fix to do this. So I'm going to put my glue here. This is the first time that I have ever made a 5 signature journal. Usually the most I've made before has been like 3. Now I want to get quite a bit of glue on this to make sure that this is going to stay glued. And I used a like 5-hole, I don't know if you call it a pamphlet stitch or what. So anyway, check one more time to make sure that I got it going the right direction. I believe I do. Okay, so then now I'm going to set this down on the spine. Oop, as best I can here. Okay. And there. And I think this has got to come down a little bit. There we go. Okay. Once you have the spine set, then you can go in and glue down the rest of that piece. I'm going to use art glitter glue now. I use the fabric tack because it has a little more wiggle room, and so that would leave me time to readjust this if I needed to. But now that I have the spine down, then I'm just going to go ahead and use the art glitter glue. That is going to get glued down like this. So I'm just going to use this, which is just a letter opener, to press that down and make sure that that's glued where it should be. And now we're going to do this side. As soon as that dries up a little bit, we want to make sure that we get our spine bent back where it needs to be. Gently here so that we...
Okay, so now we have our inside spine glued in. Now it is time to glue the outside spine on. So checking to make sure that the outside spine is going to fit properly, and it looks like it will. So let's glue the outside spine the same way that we did the inside spine. Glue the spine part down first. Using plenty of glue. Set the spine in to the outside spine and make sure that you've got it aligned properly. And then it's glued down. So the procedure is the same with the outside spine. Now that you've glued down the spine part, you can see how the other cover that's going to make the pocket goes on. So we're gluing the additional spine to the front cover. Smooth it down to make sure that all the glue is distributed. Go to the other side and do the same thing. Pressing down again to make sure all the glue is distributed. And there we have our outside spine. Now we can glue the cover pieces on to form the pockets. The inside piece should align with the spine. I may add some washi tape to that green area once I have that additional cover put on. Just cover it up. Adding a little bit of extra glue to make sure that it stays. This you wouldn't necessarily have to do if you don't have to reinforce your cardstock the way I did at the beginning. Now we can proceed to go ahead and add that final piece. It's going to add some stability to the cover, but also form that front pocket. So you want to make sure that it's aligned as best you can. I'm going to use my glue stick here to do the majority of the gluing. Then I'm going to add the art glitter glue just around the edges to make sure that it's going to stick down. And now I'm placing that making sure that we have it adjacent to the spine, butted up next to the spine. And adjust it if you need to make sure that you've got it going properly. Once you have that part, smooth it down to make sure you've got the glue adhering. Now again, refold your spine. And now we can go ahead and glue to form that front pocket. So to form the pocket, you're only going to glue at the top and at the bottom. And there you go. Place it and adjust it if need be. Make sure that it's pressed down. And check to see how it looks there. And now we can do the back side, which is done exactly the same if you want a pocket on the back. If you don't want a pocket, then you would cut that piece to just align with the spine on both sides. So we're using the glue stick because it gives you a little bit more wiggle room. Whoops, I forgot the glitter glue. So now we're adding that. And placing that adjacent to the spine and adjusting it. Smoothing out the glue. And now we can form the pocket. Putting the glue on the top and on the bottom. And folding that over and adjusting it. I think I had a little bit of extra of that outside spine paper, so I trimmed that down a little bit. And there we go. We've got it complete. I may go back in again and put some washi on the front to cover up that green tape that I had there originally. So we'll let this dry, and then we can continue with our decorating of the cover and the inside of the journal. I think I'm going to do a little flip through here so you can see. Again, I'm going to put some washi tape on that area. I will try and list where the papers came from. And you can see that I have done some of the lace insert papers, and I have hand stitched around those. There's plenty of journaling space. And you'll note how flat this type of a spine allows So there are 5 signatures. And this particular one, I used a butterfly applique between the 2 pieces of tracing paper and stitched around it, and then cut it out. Cut the tracing paper out. And I had put washi tape in between each signature just as a decoration. That piece is a little more tactile, that lace. That is a new tab pocket that I discovered through another YouTuber. I'll try and remember to list her also. There's another lace insert that's hand stitched in. Each signature is somewhat the same as to the way that I organize the papers. Here we have another insert. This is a piece of old pin tuck from a pillowcase. And there's another lace insert. And I made a pocket there. There's more than one digital that I used in this journal. In fact, there's probably, I think, maybe 3 different ones. There's another side lace insert. Last signature. There's the last, I think, lace insert. And that is it. So now we get to decorate. And you can tell there is a pocket on each cover on the outside. So you could utilize that to put in like a writing board if you wanted to, although I don't know that you would need one because of the type of spine this is and it lays flat. So that is the beginnings of my Daffodil journal. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you all have a fabulous day and that you will join me again next time we play in this journal. Thank you. Bye.